Well, let the hike begin. As you can see, I've already started one of the Through Hikers challenges, and that is I'm growing out my beard and hair, what's left of either of those. The challenge is to let it grow for the 6 months I'll be out on the trail, so I'll probably look a lot like Sasquatch when I get back. It's been quite a year since I announced that I was going to do this. I've had to do a lot of planning, obviously, try to find sponsors to help me fund this adventure. I've had some great ones. Safelite Auto Glass, Sprint, Huber Chevrolet, the VFW and VFW Post 2503. All of them have done a fantastic job of jumping on board and giving me a hand, even though I haven't hiked the first step of this trail yet. So I'll be giving them some more shout outs on the trail, I'm sure. I've also went out and found some charities that I want to hike this through hike for. I just don't want to do it for myself, but I want to make it valuable for some others as well, and hopefully inspire where I can some others who are in need of that inspiration, just like I am from time to time. So in that vein, I've got the Sarcoma Foundation of America, Children's Hospital of Omaha, the Disabled American Veterans Group, and Veterans of Foreign Wars, the Nebraska State Veterans of Foreign Wars. So great group. In addition to these charities, obviously I've had to do a bit of training to get ready. And in that vein, I've been very fortunate to have Prairie Life Fitness Center over on 132nd and Center, who have donated a membership to me to allow me to train. Been a great facility, offers great equipment and support and staff, very, very cooperative and cheerful every time they saw me coming. They would check in and see how I'm doing and getting ready. The one thing I didn't like so much about it is getting on the stair climber with my pack on me. That was torturous, but necessary for the hills that I'm about to take on. So in addition to that, there is obviously gear selection. That's a toughie. There is so much gear out there to choose from, whether you want to go light gear, ultra light gear, how much gear, no gear, packing, slack packing. There's so many different choices. It's hard to determine which one's the right one, but you try as best you can and you buy what you can, try it out, and they're generally very generous in letting you return it if you don't think it's going to work for you and try something else. Biggest one there has been things like shoes, which are such a huge expense and also necessary because your feet are going to take a lot of hits. 5 million steps are going to be doing a lot of pounding on that ground. So we also had a chance this year to do a silent auction, which was hosted by Post 2503 VFW, and we basically raised enough funds that night to purchase the gear that I'm going to need for this trip. So I want to thank them so much for hosting that event and providing the facilities and the staff to make it work. I've had to learn a lot about this trail. There's a lot to read, a lot to understand. The hikers from the past give great explanations and input. The ATC Conservancy, the Appalachian Trail Conservancy in Harpers Ferry, I should say, West Virginia, has just freely given lots of information. So I think that's done a lot to help me prepare. And then, of course, I had to try and plan my schedule. I'm going to do a flip-flop hike, which means I'm going to start somewhere in the middle, not at either end of the trail, hike up to one end and come back and go the other direction. So I'll be hiking from just south of Harpers Ferry up to Mount Katahdin in Maine, and then turn around and come back to where I started and head back south down to Georgia, so Springer Mountain in Georgia. So that's going to be my course. Should take me about 6 months, which means I'll average somewhere around 15 miles a day. And that'll fluctuate depending on how many days I take off to try and recover and rest a little bit, and how the weather cooperates with me. So we'll see how that goes. Then, of course, I spend a fair amount of time getting myself fixed. I got a few medical challenges that have interfered with me getting to the trail when I wanted to. But I've got to tell you, the Veterans Administration Hospital in Omaha, the doctors and staff there have been phenomenal. They are just great, and they are doing everything they can to get me ready for this hike. and also to help sustain me through the hike. So I just couldn't be any happier. And for all of you who wonder about VA care, this is one place that you get great care. So, it's going to be probably the biggest challenge out there for me will be adjusting to new habits. When you're 65, you have some habits well established. It's I got to go from what's for dinner, Mary, to do you want to go to Costco this afternoon, or when do the NCIS reruns come on tonight? Just things that you settle into and get comfortable with, and that's all about to change. None of that's going to be there anymore, and so the things that are going to be important to me out on the trail are to make sure I have enough to eat, that I have enough to drink, that I don't get lost, and that I don't get wet or cold, or certainly don't get wet and cold at the same time, and that I try and sleep as warm as I can. That's going to be about it. Those are the things that are important to this hike. Keep myself as healthy as I can and enjoy it as much as I can. It's not necessarily something that you can say I'm going to have fun doing. It is 2,191 miles, 83 marathons, or like I like to tell people for perspective, if I walked from Omaha straight east to New York where the trail is, turned around and walked back, I'd still have to walk up to Minneapolis to finish the darn thing. So it's a long, grueling trip. And the mountains are quite tough. You're climbing about equivalent of 16 climbs of Mount Everest. So there's a lot of up and down, and so I'll be challenged by that for sure. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be one of the lucky few who actually finish the Appalachian Trail. They say only about 15% of those who start will finish, but I do know that if luck favors the prepared, I think I'll be pretty good shape, because I think I'm really well prepared. I know the trail is going to teach me just how well prepared I am, and they'll do it in short order. And I guess the last thing I'd like to say is a friend of mine, Jane, sent me a Facebook post this morning, which was kind of interesting. The timing was great, since there's a new movie out called Genius about Albert Einstein. And her post was pretty cool, because it said, this is a quote from Albert Einstein: "If you look deep into nature, you will understand everything so much better." So I am, in fact, looking forward to doing just that. I look forward to the understanding that the trail is going to give me, and meeting all the wonderful people and listening to their awesome stories. So as far as being prepared is concerned, I just want to give you a little look at my gear, and so you get a chance to see what I'll be carrying out there and living on for the next 6 months. So here it is. This is the gear that I'll have. You see up there in the back my backpack. 65-liter backpack. It's a little bigger than I need, but it's what I have. And underneath the backpack, this is my buddy. This is Eva from the movie WALL-E, and it's kind of my mascot, and sort of like Mary and me, I guess. She's Eva and I'm WALL-E. So she's going to ride along with me a little bit. She made a little sign for me. It's kind of cute. I'm going to be doing some hitchhiking in and out off the trail to towns to get food and stuff. So there's my little sign. And here is my sleeping quilt. And my sister made a pillowcase cover for me. So that's kind of cool. It's got a woods design. This is going to be basically my sleeping bag. And there's my tent. And just my hat. I've had some sun issues with my face, so I'm going to have something that covers that up pretty good. This is my water filter, great water filter. More than I probably need, but one thing I don't want to mess around with is water out on the trail. And so I'm going to make sure my water's good. These are my camp shoes. When you get off the trail, you're probably tired of wearing your shoes, and so you switch into camp shoes. Very light, very comfortable. And there are my hiking shoes. They're called Trail Runners. They weigh about 13 ounces a piece, and so very great, durable, waterproof, just awesome. Here's just some miscellaneous stuff that I'll have. I have some gloves and some gaiters for my shoes, and neck warmers and bandanas and things. And this is a mosquito net, because when you get up north, there's going to be a tremendous number of mosquitoes to deal with. This is my poncho, which is a great poncho for not only covering me but my pack as well. And then I just have some string here to tie up my food bag if I need to. I'm going to have an iPad to kind of communicate with, and these are my knee braces. Show Pats are the name of those things, and they're fantastic. They'll not only help give me some stability in the knees, but will reduce some of the pressures I'm coming down the hill. These mountains look pretty tough when you're coming down and they got all that weight in that pack pushing you forward. Just some of my hygiene stuff, some of my medicine, bug sprays, medical kits, sunglasses. This is a bottle that I have different tapes around, so if I need something to mend with, I can use that. And some Ace bandages for my knees also. This is a roller that I will use to roll out my muscles with at night. Very important to stay stretched and as loose as we can. And these little items in here, just some matches, a whistle, and some hand sanitizer. Hand sanitizer is incredibly important out on the trail. You want to avoid as much as you can a norovirus, which you get easily passed from one person to another. So one of the traditions on the trail is people don't shake hands. They basically don't even touch because it's not that sanitary out there, but you do as best you can, and so that's all I'll have is that hand sanitizer. This is my stove. It kind of looks like a shot glass. It's an alcohol stove, and this is a collapsible cup. So it kind of collapses. I almost made it collapse. This is my cooking pot, and here's my fuel. This is a pad that I'll use to sit on. It not only will help cushion me, which will make things a little bit more comfortable after a lot of walking, but it'll keep me off wet ground and ground that has wood ticks on it. You want to avoid wood ticks as best you can. Lyme disease is a big problem out on the trail, so a lot of things that I have here is designed to protect me from that. My clothing and anything that comes in contact with the ground or low brush has all been treated with permethrin, which will kill wood ticks, and then I'll have DEET on me as well, so anything I can do. This little device is called a Spot. Many of you are going to receive a notification if you're tracking my hike. It'll send you a notification every 10 minutes as to where I am on the trail and where I've been. So if you don't receive one and you're interested in following along, send me a note and I'll put you on the list. This is a Morphe pack, which is extended battery life for my phone and iPad that was donated to me by Sprint. And out on the trail, they have a policy, leave no trace behind. So this little trowel is to make sure you dig up and bury any of your waste that you have. So that's kind of that. There's my batteries, spare batteries, and charging cords, hygiene, floss, all that kind of nice stuff. Just some candy and things to munch on, gum on the trail. And then this is a 4-day supply of food. I'll have, this is basically my lunch packet right here. So I won't stop to eat. Pretty much I'll eat on the fly. So these are the things that'll nourish me throughout the day. And then this is my breakfast. This is oatmeal, powdered milk, brown sugar, nuts, all packed into there. And here we have some rice and beef and vegetables and potato shavings. All of this has been dehydrated by Mary, so I will be able to have a great nutritious meal that will be light to carry. I will be putting one of these packets in my pot about 2 or 3 hours before I reach camp, and I'll fill it up with water and I'll let it hydrate before I get there so that it won't take me long to have my dinner. There's my coffee, and this is an electrolyte replacement energy powder. It's been provided to me by ZipFizz, so I'll be using that to kind of boost my energy throughout the day. And this little section here are all the clothes that I'm going to have. That's pretty much it. I've got a t-shirt, couple pair of underwear, a warm shirt,
another t-shirt, some toe socks, some nice trail socks, a pair of shorts, a long pair of pants, pants, compression socks. So that's what I'm going to be wearing. I'll wear one set during the day, take them off, let them dry out at night, and put the other set on to keep me warm and comfortable during the evening, and then I'll rotate them back out in the morning. And I'll do that until I get to a place where I can find a laundromat, and I'll wash it all up and start all over again. I should have pointed out here, this is called an Ursack. That's going to hold my food, and it is bear proof. Bears can't get into it, they can't bite through it. They can carry it off, but it's going to protect my food from being consumed by somebody other than me. And then there are different bags. You can see this green bag here and this white bag. These are bags that are waterproof and odorproof, and so that should keep any of the smells that come from the food or the clothing, or any things like even toothpaste that animals can pick up a scent, whether they're bears or mice or any other animal out there that's interested in what we have and seeing to try it out a little bit. So that's kind of it. That's it, gang. That'll be my supplies for 6 months. I'm probably going to get a little bored, so Mary's going to try and mix up the foods as best she can and give me a few surprises to eat along the way. But from what I've heard from the hikers who are out there, you have quite an appetite, and you really don't care what you eat once you get into these towns. So I guess I'm looking forward to that, and I hope you can enjoy this video and the ones that I'm going to post from the trail, and that you'll follow along. Please send your comments, share with me your thoughts and suggestions. I would love to see. I've got about 10 people who are going to join me in some sections of the trail throughout the trail, so I'm really looking forward to seeing them. They'll be a great boost to my morale. So best of luck to everybody, and I hope to see you on the trail.